There are 66 books in the Bible, 39 in the Old Testament, which are the books of the Bible that were written before Jesus Christ. The first 5 books of the Bible are considered the Pentateuch, and they were written by Moses, but remember, inspired by God. They contain the creation story, early history, and the laws. There are also historical books, and the Bible says in the New Testament that these were given to us as an example. And I'm not just talking about the historical books, I'm talking about all of them. There is also wisdom and poetry, which are comprised of the book of Job, Psalms, Proverbs, and Song of Solomon. There are the major prophets, where you will read about future events and miracles that took place through God's men. And there are also the minor prophets, which are basically the same, except there is not as much written about them. Then you move to the New Testament, which is comprised of 27 books. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are very similar. They are considered the Gospels. They are the life and teaching of Jesus Christ. If you're beginning to read the Bible, I would recommend read John and then Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Next is the Acts of the Apostles. It's called the book of Acts, and it is the Acts, or what the early church was like and what they were doing. The birth of the early church. Next is the epistles written by the Apostle Paul, and he is writing to different churches, giving them encouragement and instruction. Let me add that the Apostle Paul did not write all the epistles, so don't get me wrong on that. There are other writers in the epistles, but the last book of the Bible is the book of Revelation. And the Apostle John wrote that book in his old age on the Isle of Patmos, and it is basically a vision of what John saw in the coming events of the future.